good morning and welcome to yet another episode on Newspaper Review. My name is Shamaka and you're welcome to ACJ Online TV Newspaper Review. With me is
Abdusalam Aminu.
You're welcome. So we're going to be taking a look around stories making up the headline, and one that has caught our attention that we'll be talking about this morning. And of all the news that has that made up the stories of the headlines this morning, the one which caught our attention the most that we'll be discussing and would like to share with you is the NLC suspended strike that was recently suspended. Now, the NLC had a meeting yesterday with the federal government.
It was day before yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So where they came up with a resolution, and NLC came out yesterday to say, okay, this is why we have suspended nationwide strike. Yes, they said first they needed the attention of the government, then blah blah blah, and it all boils down to increase in minimum wage to 200,000 naira. Sounds interesting.
That's an impossible. In fact, it's an impossible demand.
Why do you think so?
200,000 naira minimum wage. I'm not saying the federal government are not going to review the minimum wage, but a minimum wage of 200,000 naira benchmark, it's an impossible task.
Why do you think it's impossible?
Because we don't have the resources.
I want to face you directly.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Because our income we don't have the avenue, we don't have the resources to put our benchmark, our minimum wage at 200,000 naira per individual per month.
Please give me details. Don't leave out any details. Why we should not expect 200,000 minimum wage. I'm listening.
I don't have all the facts.
No, you need to.
I will explain to you.
Okay.
I'm just starting, right?
Okay.
You see, part of the problem. Before the agreement, the consensus with the federal government and the Labour Congress, President Tinubu, when he met the progressive governors on Friday, that was last week Friday, in the meeting, he said, part of what we are looking into is to review the minimum wage.
Okay.
We are looking deep. He said we are doing some arithmetic calculation, and we are looking deep into the government's purse to see how they can review the minimum wage, even before they had the meeting with the union leaders. From there, he said a lot, but in summary, what he's trying to tell us is they are going to look into. But when Labour demands that a minimum of 200,000 should be the minimum wage, I went back to the statistics and what we are generating. Don't forget, we have a lot of sources of generating income, but our main focus has been on the petroleum products for a very long time, right? We don't have that capacity. Don't forget, we generate with the change in global price of crude oil determines what your generation is. What happens when the minimum wage is fixed at 200,000 per month?
Hold on.
How much is a barrel of petrol sold per day?
Hold on. Let me cut you short now.
Okay.
From what you said, the federal government cannot pay minimum wage of 200,000 naira.
Yes.
And in all you've said,
don't forget.
I allowed you speak.
Okay.
So please allow me.
All right.
So in all this you said, you just went round, you touched here, you got here, you came back, you did another U-turn, you came back. You still did not tell me why. I really want to know why you think federal government cannot pay 200,000 naira minimum wage. Because let me finish. Let me finish. You will not rephrase. You will stand on what you have already said.
Yeah.
Now, in a case where Nigeria, the essence of removing subsidy is to make life easy and to curb thefts.
Yes.
No, not part of it. It is the reason to curb thefts. Because imagine the CBN governor, NNPC group CEO is telling us 3 trillion naira is missing during investments. Imagine what
the
hold on, let me
NNPC and the
finish.
CBN never
Please
said
just
any money
hold
is
on.
missing.
Just
They
hold on,
never
let me
said
finish.
any money is
Just
missing.
hold on, let me finish.
That figure
Because
you are
these
calling
Nigerians,
it's what the federal government pays for subsidy.
hold on.
Not that
Can
the
you
money
hold
is
on?
missing.
Can you hold on? Let me
Not
finish.
that the money
I
is
always
missing.
allow you talk because I
Okay.
want you to express yourself.
You
I
want
want
me
you
to
to
commit
give me
myself?
No, I want you to give me reasons.
Okay.
So now that you've given me reasons, now let me say something.
Okay.
Because you don't expect these people who will be paying so much. I'm not against removal of subsidy. I am in support of removal of subsidy.
Yeah.
And if and if the Labour Congress says give us 200,000 naira minimum wage, let it be so. Let it be so. Why should I'm not done yet. I am not done.
Is it that you are
Please stop
telling me
cutting short.
Nigerian has that capacity
Stop
to pay
cutting
200
me.
naira,
No.
200,000 naira
Stop
per
cutting me
month?
short. Let me finish.
Are you telling me
Just let
Nigerian
me
has the
finish.
resources to pay 200,000 naira per month?
Allow me finish. Then we'll get to that point. Now, these people are expected to buy petrol at 540 naira. Some people are buying 600 currently.
Yeah.
And the members of the House of Assembly, these people in what's it called, the government officials, do not pay for petrol. Don't forget that a bag of rice is costing about 40 to 50k now. We're running into Salah in the next few weeks, and because we're running into Salah, a basket of tomatoes in the market has increased because all these things has to be transported through petrol from point A to point B. And you think they shouldn't? These guys go to work on a daily basis, and you think their minimum wage should be increased to 200,000? Like they don't deserve it. But National Assembly, the senators are receiving very wealthy packages. Their kids are living large, and you expect the common man who is a civil servant not to earn 200,000 naira? Please tell me something else.
Thank you very much. Are you done? Can I speak now?
No.
Can
Why
I
would you
speak?
even say they cannot? Why?
Can I speak
I want
now?
to understand that.
Can I speak now?
Please speak.
Thank you. What I'm saying is this: the federal government, Nigeria has literally one source of income. Our dependence on on the petroleum crude oil is why I am making these statements to you. Do you know that? No, today, if you don't know, that the prices of crude oil per barrel fluctuates daily. You understand? For federal government, during COVID, it drops as low as $38 per barrel during the COVID. Are you telling me what happens when we find right now it's selling for 70 something naira per around $70 plus per barrel? What happens when we have incidents where the barrel drops, the price drops again? How do we expect the federal government to cope in that scenario? Look, this is it. It's a long-term view. You understand? You view worst come to worst, the worst scenario. We have to be able to do this. Don't forget, it is not just only these federal civil servants. There are state workers, there are local government workers. Some states complain that they have to complement what federal government is giving them to pay salary to do some projects in their state. So we setting the union setting a benchmark of 200,000 naira per day per month. It's not feasible. I'm not saying we don't. I'm a civil servant also, either directly or indirectly with the government. You understand? But let's talk of what is feasible. It took us a lot. Let's be sincere with ourselves. How many months after the federal government implemented the 33,000 naira minimum wage? How many months did it take major states to implement that 33,000 naira? Those are the things I want you to think. Wait,
let me come in. Hold on. Let's dissect this thing step by step.
Yeah.
Without salary,
Yeah.
without monthly salary, the Nigerian senators earn approximately 13.5 million naira monthly. Nothing stops 13.5 million naira from coming into their accounts. This is aside other other monies, like other pennies that they get, contracts, people bid for contract down to them, budgets, this, that they get. 13.5 million naira monthly.
Wait.
Hold on. I'm getting somewhere. Now, if these senators who just sit, make laws, fight, quarrel, earn 13.5 million naira without their basic salary, what is the hope of a common man? Why can't a common man in the streets earn 200,000 minimum wage? Why? Now, if these things are not put in place, if the Nigerian government feels that they cannot stand with the 200,000 naira minimum wage, then let's clash from the senators, let's clash from the National Assembly, let's clash from the children of the senators, children of the government officials, let's slash their monthly income. Do you want to know how much these guys earn? They practically do nothing. I think Seyi Tinubu is an example of a working class son of a president. We already know Seyi Tinubu has feasible infrastructure, like he has companies that generate billions for him monthly. Seyi Tinubu is not an idle guy. Let's look at the past people. Goodluck Jonathan's daughter, she works in NNPC. Where does Zara Buhari works? What does Buhari's son do? Let's go to state government. What does Osibanjo's daughter do? She sells skincare online. Is that where she gets her flamboyant? That's where she gets the money that finances her flamboyant lifestyle. Please talk